coming into this game. And away we go today. And Dwayne, we've got Matthew Lobbe playing today. Last played in round 23, 2016. So it's a long time out for Matthew Lobbe in the first ruck for the first bounce against Jonathan Segler. So two players have had a lot of injury problems. Let's go. It's Carlton and Hawthorn at Etihad Stadium. Hawthorn playing to restore a spot in the top 8. Carlton playing to restore. He's about 1.5 foot taller than Mark Murphy. Nice little kick up to Popolo. Can he flick it over the top? Yes, indeed he does, and keeps going. And Gunston gives it to him. He runs in, sights them from 45, and bends it, and bends it, and bends it right through the middle. That's how you play football on the burst. Paul Popolo sticks it right through, and the Hawks get there first.
They left the door open, but on this occasion, there has been one or two moments where they've got out over the back of Carlton, and the whole mid-forward 50 opens up for them. I mean, when you have a look at that, there's 3 and 4 Hawthorn players running inside 50 without opponents.
Well, we've focused on Liam Jones many times, but
Gow was dispossessed. Simpson turned it over. Henderson looks up. He's got Big Rough as the runner. Pulls his kick to Bruce, the dead eye. You can put this in the book. And he slots it. 2 in a minute for the Hawks.
And again, Junior.
Wise head about his ruck work as well, especially against Lobbe as Mitchell squeezes that to Gunston. They got their mojo up and running now. Hawthorn gave it to the Torpedo. He chips it, and there's the man we've been speaking of, Showmakers from 40.
Well, again, once they went 15 or 10 metres off Jack Gunston when the ball came forward.
once again, though, it came from an inexperienced player, Matthew Kennedy, not coping with the heat, and the handball went straight to a Hawthorn player. That's a couple now. Paddy Dow was the previous one.
And he has just squeezed it in. Has Showmakers, and they got 3 back. Burton's within range here, thinks about it, opens it up. Henderson, Miles, steps his way to 45, and they have put the hammer down, Hawthorn.
Well, they have Dwayne, but they're being helped by Carlton. They're not playing at AFL level at the moment. The players are set up for the ball coming out. You just can't kick indiscriminately, and then there's just players everywhere. Carlton players not reacting quick enough to then find a Hawthorn jumper. It's 26 to 0. They've been inside 50 10 times to 3. They're all over the shop at the moment. The Blues, this is not what you'd hope for, given that, you know, you can build a case to try and find...
Allowing them to get the 3 or 4 metre break, and Hawthorn will honour that kick every time.
So Shaw along the line looking for Curnow. The opportune punch there was from Burton. It was great play.
And that's exactly defensive half. When you look at the other end of the ground, this is the way Hawthorn want to defend. Back shoulder.
Start. Cripps half held, went and got to Sharon, flicked the handball over the top, and surprise, surprise, Mitchell got a touch. To Bruce, squeezed it inside. Gunston, his eyes light up, and the goal opening not big enough for him. Oh, he squeezed it in just by a coat of paint.
Curnow's the most obvious one. But you've got guys like Matthew Kennedy, Gary, who give him a roll. At the moment, he's not doing any damage freewheeling.
Set play from the Hawks, straight up the middle. It went Puopolo to Bruce. From coast to coast it goes.
Straight through. And
that was magnificent football. So just a game of inches. Murphy hits the post at one end and Bruce splits the middle at the other for an 11-point turnaround, and it's all going Hawthorn's way at the moment. They lead by 32 points. The wing position. Up high was Brand at the fall of the ball. They picked up again by Morrison, who bombs it long, and up goes Ruffy. Great play at the fall of the ball. There's plenty of Hawks. Ball spills back. Walpole goes backwards, and that's a good kick. They chip it around, and you end up with the best kick in the club. And look, Bruce,
enormous outnumbers or outmatched. He's got to be better than that. He's got to be much more game aware to know that if he's marked the footy, who's down the line to mark the next one.
For his 180th career goal, sorry, take that back, his 341st career goal from 178 games, and he does so. That's his 3rd for the afternoon, Luke Bruce. What a player he is.
Yeah, without Fisher for the rest of the game, the Blues. Shaw scrambles it, but straight to Henderson. Spears that towards Ruffy on the move. Delightful big rough, and the crowd love it for Hawthorn today.
And isn't it great to see a forward actually running to a bloke in the middle of the ground, not running back towards goal. Ruffy was on the burst, a magnificent kick. All he has to do is seal the deal.
He's royalty, and they love him, and fair enough too.
A great conversion there by the rough, who'd be pretty pleased with his first
hand too, their ability to hit a target.
Well, Carlton have got the full-on, the Hawks have got the cluster going. It's a throwback.
Smith crumbs it to perfection, and that is
Still works all right.
Sung his praises all afternoon. 39-21 for the season. 40-21 now.
He's got a nice little bag ahead of him, Luke Bruce. He's got 4 already.
One of those that didn't quite go as he wanted.
He almost missed that, Wiedering too. Oh, and he's kicked it out. Seriously, we're doing our best to talk. Wiedering missed his foot nearly and then kicked it out of bounds on the full. So what can happen from here? The kick is on its way. It bends back and bends back, and
That is soaked into the room.
can't kick the goal from. Can't kick the ball properly from the full back.
They are. Ed Fisher's done for the day with an ankle injury, and Jones, we spoke about earlier, he's got a knock to the knee. So 2 down, but they're fighting.
Yeah, it is amazing what can happen when you get a bit of spirit. Gunston to deflate it, and he's nailed it. That is huge against the flow.
Well, it's just a classic.
Back it comes again. Warple's kick up towards full forward. Popolo's held, and we'll get the free kick. And the umpire picked it out right in the right spot for Hawthorn, because the supporters are being Paul Popolo comes in, and the kick is on its way, and here's a beautiful kick of the football, and they get there first in the final turn. And that's what Hawthorn needs at the moment. That's his second for the match.
They can still salvage
As well. Floats it up. Henderson, can he get there for the half volley? Couldn't quite scoop it up. Wiedering hunted him down. He had the night slippers on, crept up behind him and ripped him down, did Poppy.
No, that's vintage, Poppy. That's Poppy at his absolute support and experience. You won't get run down.
Opens up the angle, heads toward goal. Sensational from Poppy. The chase, the tackle, the goal.
Poppy at his absolute best.
He thought he did. Bruce thought he got one high. Shaw got it. Petreski-Seton back inside. Murphy run down from behind. It was a half-throw handball. Henderson's got it. Little shimmy. Mitchell, he's a superstar. He is an absolute superstar, Tom Mitchell. And with possession, 45 nails the goal.
Right, Jared, here's the question.
A bit of a consideration, but for mine, when the game was blown apart by half-time, he was, with Bruce, probably the Hawthorn's dominant player, so I'd be giving him 8 or 7.
The goal helps, Jared.
Oh, absolutely, always helps, Ed, but
1 goal too.
I just love the footwork. I mean, there's pretty serious players applying heat there. He went right, then he went left, and then he went left again.
Who leads into space. He puts it back towards Warple, who stays down. It's Burton fly. Warple might get it in the end anyway. Got through traffic, gave it up. Sean Marcus, and Big Showy puts on a show.
Great finish on display. I mean, he's guarded. What's he actually stopping and waiting for? You've just got to go, make the space up before he gets it. So as soon as he takes hold of it, bang, you've just nailed him. And Ruffy just turns around.
Scramble to Warple, another possession, puts it out in front of Gunston, who paddles it to his own advantage and then to his disadvantage. Had to go and get it. Spears that pass, outstanding to Roughhead. It would have been harder for Roughhead to get out of the way. He pops it to Poppy, who nearly popped it onto the deck.
And I reckon it's starting to bite right about now.
If this one goes through, Gary, it gets to your 60-point margin.
Yeah, back to that, essentially the biggest margin of the game. 10 goals in front, the Hawks.
3 for the quarter for Paul Popolo, 4 for the game.
He's under at Roughhead. Got a couple of hands on it, he's marked it, fed it inside. Didn't think he was going to be paid. Murphy, Petreski-Seton, Paulson ran into a roadblock. Tackle slipped a little high, but it's ball. And right now, you've got to be thinking there's 3.
Dwayne.
They used pick 16 and 58 to get him, Tom Mitchell. This for 46 possessions and 2 goals. And 8th spot was still the Giants game and the West Coast game. Results to be known.
Well, that's the other thing with the result.
But he did the rove.
And another one. They're starting to go berserk here. Hawthorn. Brust at the back. He's on the left boot. There's another one. He's kicked another one. That's 4 goals. 5 goals to Luke Bruce. 5 goals to Bruce, and the Hawks have gone nuts. They've kicked 3.
And then Bruce, you can just see, outdid his man. Shaw's had a difficult day as the last offender on a number of occasions, and he's been well beaten at times.
So
Struck it okay, bends it back.
Oh,
Just snipped the inside of the post, and it's only a behind. But the Hawks came here on a hunt for a top 8 spot.